Hello, my name is Greg and this is the first video of the set I plan to make. The set of few films about crafting using technique paper wicker. It's a technique where you turn old outdated newspapers, leaflets, not use it anymore, papers, into some decorations like some baskets, some trays, decorations, something that looks like a Christmas tree, and plenty of others. Because this is the long process and it's not very simple, I plan to put in a set of films, not just the one, because the one film probably would take about a couple of hours, so there will be few ongoing films. And from the beginnings I show you how to use old newspaper and turn it into the basket. I show you the whole process from the beginning to the end. So at first, what do we need? First, we need a material. Here I have already cut newspapers. This one, as I see, is from Daily Star. And how we cut it? We need to cut in separate pages from here to have one page, and then we cut it into two lines to have three parts like this. The top part, the bottom part, and the middle part. We need something like this. Then later we will turn it into tubes. I show you how the tubes look like. Here you can see tubes. Then after preparation you can wave them like, for example, willow, into some decorations and stuff. So at the beginning, what else you need to turn it into tubes? You need a good surface where you will do it. Here I have some kind of tray. It's already used, so you see it's not clean, but to be honest, it's a workspace, not the museum. This is the kind of cork, and originally it was a tray. To be honest, some dirty on the side here, but apart from that, cute. The surface is important because cannot be slippery. When you try to roll tubes on a slippery surface, you will really struggle, and I don't know if you can do that. Second thing, what you need a stick. I have stick like this, but you can use any stick that is thin. Can be wooden stick from barbecue, and can be even part of parasol or umbrella, depends from where you are, from USA or UK. Can be even part of the cage. This one was part of the cage. I just cut it, and then I use sandpaper here, and here, because I didn't want to tear the paper. You can find some sticks like this one in model shops, because some people do some models, for example planes and some things that are very sensitive, and they need something to put inside to make it harder, and there is some kind of sticks to make some parts harder, and this is one of them. you can buy it in specialist model shops, but as I said, you can use sticks like a barbecue, parts of umbrella, old cage, whatever you could put just to the pin, you can use it. Apart from that, you need a glue. Maybe this glue is not the best example because it's very old. It's glue that I bought in Poland, and probably you don't have access to this particular product. But what is important, this glue is just for paper that you can normally buy in shops, on Amazon, eBay, wherever. And what is the thing that you need to think about is that it cannot leave the color, how to call it, it cannot leave the color. It must be transparent after dry, because when you use it, sometimes you leave some shades, something like this, and you don't want dirty yellow or brown or black color on the surface. So now, how to do that? You take already prepared newspaper, and one more thing, how you can cut it. You can just use scissors. It's the simplest way. Everybody has scissors. Everybody has scissors at home, but if you want to make it on bigger scale, want to do some bigger project, I suggest you to find some kind of paper cutter. People call it guillotine as well. You can cut more newspapers at once, and it's much easier and faster. So, going back to the topic, how you do that? You put it on one side, you take a stick, on a radius like here, you see, from this corner to this corner. The good thing is to move it a little to leave a gap here. Later I'll tell you why. Then you move everything straight here to this corner. You take this paper corner up a little, put under the stick, and you start roll. And now what is important? Couple of things. First, you push left arm down and you try to move with the bigger radius the right arm. So it should be some kind like this, like a circle. Just a little, but should be something like this. And now, because we left a gap here, you see, the stick is somewhere here, and here there's an empty space. So this end will be smaller, thinner than this one. It's important because later you will put one tube into another. When you go to the end, you take your glue, put just a little here, roll it to the end, and you take stick out. This is the reason why the metal stick or something similar is good, cause it's slippery, it's easier to take it out. Here we have a first tube. Let's do it again. You see, from the corner to the corner, the same radius, we go to the right down corner, put the corner under the stick and start a roll. If you do it properly, your tubes should be the same size. And let's do it again. It can be a boring job because it takes a lot of time to make enough amount of these tubes. For one project sometimes you need thousands. So glue trying to escape. And this is the reason why it should be transparent. because later, you see, there is the glue on the surface. We don't want that it turn into the dirty black or yellow color. And one more. And this is why we should have something like this here. We don't want to make too much mess on the table. About the board, you can use something that I have, but any kind of not slippery surface will be fine. There is some silicone boards, kitchen silicone boards that you can use, but keep in mind, if you take your own from kitchen, probably you will struggle later to clean it, so use it only in situation if you want to sacrifice it just for this particular purpose. And let's try again. When you are good with it, you can at the same time watch TV, talk with your family, and you just do it. You don't even think about this later. And now we have few nice colored tubes. I told you that it's important that one side must be smaller. Why? Because later we need to put one into another. See? And it must be possible. This is important. Another thing that we need to focus on is that sometimes when we want to paint it, we want the light color. Sometimes we need a white color or something like a yellow, light green, or something similar. It will be very, very difficult to paint this dark black parts into the light color, right? So we need a different tubes for it. We need tubes that are originally white or almost white. How to do that? If you look at the paper, on the page of newspaper, and on the bottom and on the top and on the sides as well, there are margins here, you see, about 1 centimeter or less. Thing is that you need to roll in technique to keep this margin out of the tube. I show you what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's harder when margin is small, so we'll see. You see, now I didn't do it properly, so I still have some kind of this black line just at these places. But when you have something with the bigger margin, you can do it. And in the worst way, this kind of tube is nice too. You can use it as a nice design. Let's try to find something with a bigger margin here. Maybe I find something to make a better example. Or maybe Daily Star will be good. Yes, with U of O on the first page. Yeah, sounds good. You see, the margin is bigger here. Oh, let's hide this guy. And you see, now we are hiding the print and the paint. So at the end, we have a nice white tube. Let's try again. Yeah, maybe with this part, with a Jenny. And panic about, I think, fishing. Let's hide them both. Don't scare people. Here we go. Sometimes, I don't know if it will be visible, you can have small signs of end of the margin. It's something like here and here. This is the part from, for example, this thing that was too close, or something like this. But usually these small marks are so really small that barely visible, so even if you paint it and they will still be there, it will not make you a problem. See, now we have two white tubes. Alright, so this is the beginning. Later, in the next video, I will show you how to paint it and impregnate to make it possible to wave, like for example willow. So, thank you for today and see you soon. Bye.